Hello to all my friends out there. So here we are again. So this morning I want to chat about why I think the cost of living, the cost of food, the cost of everything is going to go up in 2020, which is just a couple months, and what we can do about it. Okay, here are the plants we know were affected by the rain. Wheat, barley, they're saying beans, sweet corn, I assume that's the kind you're gonna eat, oats, and grapes. Okay, those crops have been affected by the rain. And in some cases, the seeds have been affected. So there's less food available for buying. What they do when they want to slow the buying is they raise the price. So that could happen. Okay, number one, we know cattle were drowned. They're saying maybe 20%, but it's probably a lot more than that. Okay, number two, crops lost and planted late. And then there was a shortage of propane. So the propane is going to figure in because if we have a grand solar minimum prolonged and there's a propane shortage, the cost of propane is going up. Part of the reason we had a loss of crops is because there wasn't enough propane to dry some of the crops. Okay, so increased cost of food can be expected. I think what's happening is we're getting smaller packages, like those little small 2.5 ounces of tuna for the same price as a 5 ounce. Like those little bags of potatoes instead of the boxes. Little bags of little boxes of Hamburger Helper. One way the price goes up is the packages are smaller, but the packages are the same price. At one point, the soup cans became smaller, if you notice. And another thing, like soup seems to be a big deal. I don't know why. Okay, missing items and poor selections. I went to buy vegetables at Walmart, for 50 cents a can. And they had green beans, they had corn, and one other one. There was 3. Take your pick. Went to Aldi's, and that annoys me when stuff is not there. Okay, another thing they did is, because it was expensive to feed the cattle, because the price of the feed went up. And that goes for all the animals. And so all the animal food is going to be more expensive because in some cases the food for the animals has increased 50% or more. So what they did was they sent the cattle to market 20%, 20% weighing 20% less because it was so expensive to feed them. Also, I heard that the same thing is happening with, there's Costco. See Costco over there? I don't know if you can see it. What I did is I joined Costco because I thought, well, I'll start buying food in bulk. So since the animals are expensive to feed, they sent the animals to slaughter earlier, and I was over there in Costco, and those were some small looking chickens for $9. So the cattle and maybe the chickens were sent to slaughter before they were fully fattened. Okay, China swine virus sending hogs to China. Okay. What happened was China bought up some of the slaughterhouses and swine farms, and with the promises, they would not send the hogs to China. Okay, here's a good one. Tuna breach. What happened was, I think it was Bumblebee and Star Kiss. They were busted for price fixing. So they were in like cahoots to raise prices, and they were fined all kinds of money. And they said, fine, hurt us, we'll go to Taiwan. We'll produce tuna in Taiwan. And I have noticed that the tuna is pretty much vile. First of all, it could be tainted with mercury. So here are some of the things that could cause problems because there was like less food, destroyed animals, destroyed crops. Okay, so, and these are the crops basically that possibly we could see increases in prices. Okay, so now what can we do? Okay, the smartest thing we can do is stockpile, because if we get a grand solar minimum, and we know we are, a solar minimum, they say runs 10 years, but the grand solar minimum would run longer. So what we can expect is really, really cold winters, okay? There has been a shortage of propane reported, so don't think you're just gonna run down and get propane. Make sure you have some propane, and make sure you have ways to heat your house, because if you don't have enough money to heat your house, it could really, really be fatal. So you want to prepare this winter for the iciest cold winter ever if you live in the cold places. Okay, one of the farmers, I think it was Ice Age Farmer, and at the end of the interview he said, well, what are we going to do? And the farmer said, get back to basics, you're going to have to. And I thought, well, yeah, that's true, because if there's not enough money to pay the bills now and the prices start sharply increasing, what I would expect is that, well, it's like in China, okay, the poor people ate the pork, so now they're having to resort to dog, and they're having to resort to rabbits or whatever they can get. Eye of newt, no, just kidding. But the poor people are the ones that are not getting enough pork because, of the pork swine. So what we can expect is that the poor people are the ones that are going to have less food. So if you're just paying your bills now and these prices start increasing, you could literally be going into food shortages. Okay, and so then, if all the poor people are having to run to the food banks and food pantries, and the welfare starts tightening up, then, they could. Also, out here, some of the food at the churches, I was there, I saw it, it's better than nothing. That's all I'm going to say. So the basics are food, water, gas, because you got to get to work. And then they were even saying, this is on YouTube, you better start preparing for increases in gas, to the point alternative ways to get to work, like the transit or a bike. Cash. This one right here is going to save your bacon, and this one right here is going to save your bacon, and this one right here is going to save your bacon. My family was Mormon, and the militia came to kill them, and the only way they got away was weapons. They had to vacate Missouri quick-like, and had to walk all the way to Salt Lake City. But they most certainly would have been murdered as well if they didn't have any weapons. In Mexico, they murdered women, three vans of women and children with no weapons. And the president of the country said, well, I don't want to get our citizens killed for a few children. It's unfortunate that they were killed. We don't want our citizens fighting the cartel. Well, how do we know it was a cartel? How do we know it wasn't the citizens? And I wouldn't doubt it. Everybody I've ever known who's had a problem down there, it's been with the police. So this one, and this one, and then heat. You're gonna have to have heat. I heard a good thing. What you're gonna do is you're only gonna heat one room. That's it. Okay, 2, find acceptable cheap food. In case you have to eat it. God forbid. You never know. Buy marked down food and dented cans. Okay, I've been trying that and it's working out pretty well. What I'm going to do is pursue food that is marked down, and I think it's going to be possible to buy food 50% cheaper. So what you want to do is you want to have this stuff in the back of your mind before a food shortage starts. Now, can you imagine if there's some kind of like food shortage thing? Everybody's going to think of that, and there's not going to be any. So, you know. What is this? Oh, this was when you buy these dented cans and these packages that are nearly ready to expire, you want to eat them first. You know, I'm keeping them all in one place. And last night, that can of beans that I made, I buy Bacon-Ins at Albertsons. Those are pretty good. And then buy in bulk. So what I did is I joined Costco. I've never been in there in my life. And I was looking around in there last night. Also, they have the big, what is this? The big buckets, plastic buckets, very cheap at Walmart. Okay, so here's some cheap meals. Spaghetti sauce. I bought 4 nice jars of spaghetti sauce at Dollar Tree. Pasta, I buy the tube at Dollar Tree. These are 2 stockpile items, and turkey meat is cheaper than beef. Another thing, if people go towards chicken or turkey as opposed to beef, and there's more of a demand for the chicken, then the price of the chicken might go up. Also, if the chickens are not fattened up because of the feed, you're going to get smaller chickens and turkeys. Beans and Bacon-Ins. I made that last night. That was good. Fried rice. Okay, down through the generations, this is a good one. You can also make it with just egg. It doesn't have to have Spam in it. I would expect Spam to go up. Pancakes and eggs, or toast and eggs, or waffles and eggs, or something in eggs. Cereal and eggs. Turkey burgers, mashed potatoes, and vegetables. I gave you guys my super duper turkey burger recipe. Go on to Rotostone Twitter if you want to get it. Top ramen and sandwich. You can do top ramen with Vienna sausages. Glad to hear you're getting better, Mr. Charles. Top ramen egg drop soup. I made that last night. Just cook your top ramen, and when it's boiling and the noodles are done, whip 1 tablespoon water and 1 egg and stir it quickly into the top ramen. And this is from Hinzo cheese and a small piece of margarine. That is really a good one too. And then this is the dinner my neighbor made. And it was just a basic little meal: chicken, macaroni and cheese, and vegetables. Okay, so you'll have your cheese in the stockpile. I stockpile Velveeta cheese and vegetables. So if we have a sweet corn shortage of some sort, that's going to be really bad. I would stockpile up. I used to say mixed vegetables, but I changed it. I'd stockpile up corn first because that can round out your beans and rice. Okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and God bless you all.